Alright, it's time. Hey guys, it's Keels for Reels, and today we are gonna have a good time. I'm Keely Jimenez, and welcome to my very first video! Yes. Disney's fireworks shows are famous for being breathtaking, imaginative, and the very definition of magic. It's nearly impossible not to be enchanted by them. Unless, of course, you're inside when they're going off, in which case you think to yourself, ah, yes, Knott's Berry Farm has finally laid siege in an attempt to take Anaheim back at last. They're so iconic that they're even on their merchandise bags. Look at that. Wow. What's even in here? Chapstick. I think I've been looking for this. It's empty. Probably wasn't looking for it then. Today I'm going to be counting down my top 5 favorite fireworks shows at Disneyland. I'll only be focusing on Disneyland, California, since that's the park I've been going to for years, and Disney World would be a whole nother list altogether. And come with a lot of discourse. Fireworks fandom is strong. Remember, these are just my personal picks and are the ones that have impacted me on a personal level. The countdown's about to begin. Remain seated, please. Permanen sentado, por favor. Number 5. Mickey's Mix Magic. Starting off the list is the newest fireworks show, Mickey's Mix Magic, which has a much more modern feel than most other Disney fireworks shows. They invite guests to dance along in celebration of Mickey and Minnie's 90th birthday. What follows is a high-energy, exhilarating experience that will leave you hyped for days, and features one of the catchiest songs written for the Disney parks in a very long time. Seriously though, I worked at World for a brief time, and trust me, you cannot escape this song. Earworms aside, the other songs are pretty cool remixes and are accompanied by some amazing neon projections. Overall, it's a very fun show, but I do have a few problems with it. Let's start with some of the projections. They can get a bit much sometimes. Now, I don't know if it's because I get motion sickness or what, but I can find them to be a bit dizzying. Maybe it's the kaleidoscope effect, or the fact that they're attacking your eyes with every conceivable shade on the spectrum, or maybe it's just too busy aesthetic-wise. That's just my eyes personally. 2, the songs can get repetitive. To be fair, a lot of club songs are supposed to be like that, because they want to keep the beat going and encourage people to keep dancing. But since it's a show, you're mostly just standing there as the projections and music loop around you. They kind of have an East Coast equivalent with the Move It, Shake It dance party, where you can dance in the street and you'll at least have some designated dance room. But for this, despite the continuous invitation to dance, all you can really do is sway slightly or bounce up and down, which is a shame considering how danceable the soundtrack is. Personally, I think it would be best suited for something like the Mad Tea Party. Remember that? We need to bring that back. Oh god, not like that. Overall, I do like this show. I just think its talents would be best suited elsewhere. At the time of this recording, they are taking it away for the summer, but I do hope we get to see it again real soon. Just maybe somewhere else. Number 4, Magical. This was one of my personal favorites growing up and was sung by oh my god, Ines Espinosa! Sorry, I'm such a huge fan. Most Disney fans will probably know her as the voice of Cassandra from Tangled the series, but growing up I was a huge fan of her in shows like Wicked and Rent. So being surrounded by her transcendent voice in a synchronized fireworks show was a dream come true for 13-year-old me.
The score is brimming with excitement and anticipation and is very reminiscent of lively 20th century classical music.
And especially when comparing it to later fireworks shows, which add projections and as many Disney movies as humanly possible, it's a much simpler show overall.
A lot of sequences are just instrumental covers of Disney songs, which I've always loved since I find instrumental covers never fail to give a song a sense of elegance and
dignity.
That being said, though, there are times where it might be too simple. It does, however, attempt to tell a sort of continuing story, which is hard for a fireworks show to do. The Pinocchio segment is about the magic of wishing on a star. Wait, is this just the show Wishes in Disguise?
A Mary Poppins segment because, yeah, she's magical.
And then there's the baby mine scene, which not only features Eden's celestial voice singing an underrated heartbreaker of a song, but Dumbo himself
fucking flies.
Is this the first time someone other than Tink has flown? I don't know. Don't even matter because it's awesome and amazing, even though he flies sideways. Whatever, we still love him. Despite being upstaged by much more elaborate and technically advanced shows in later years, it still does have an affecting whimsy to it that's just too infectious to ignore. Especially in the finale. It gave me chills then, and it still gives me chills now. It had a good 5-year run, but I doubt they'll be bringing it back anytime soon. Here's hoping one day we can see an elephant fly once again.
Number 3. Halloween Screams. This Halloween party exclusive fireworks show really embraces the atmosphere, colors, and pure evil of a fall Halloween night. Also, full disclaimer, I'm one of those nutcases who absolutely loves Halloween and is pumped for it even though it is currently June, who have been warned.
The show is narrated by a very expressive Jack Skellington projection and features his trusty dog Zero flying across the sky, iconic villain songs, and indulgent, evil aesthetics.
Well, I mean, there are a few parts that don't really meld with the badass, dark atmosphere. Yeah, the crocodile scene's kinda awkward. I mean, shouldn't Captain Hook be the focus here, not the crocodile?
Yeah, there are a few other segments that do slow it down a bit, but there really is no rush because it's a show you feel like you never want to end. I mean, just look at the La La La's from the This Is Halloween segment. It has this amazing kinetic energy and drive. And they have a heavy metal hellfire scene with actual fire. Oh my god!
Whew. Sorry, just had to be rebooted there. Too much Halloween awesomeness.
The best part for me, though, is the scream along, even though I don't scream because of my posh vocal cords. It's such an exhilarating and high-energy moment where the fireworks feel powered by your screams. And I don't know what they're called, but the fireworks that go up super high and are really bright are some of my favorite because they're so goddamn powerful, it's amazing. Unfortunately, they likely won't be doing the party-exclusive fireworks this year, since they're moving the party over to California Adventure in an effort to draw away from the large Galaxy's Edge crowds. Instead, they'll be doing a brand new World of Color show, which hopefully will be good. But I hope they bring it back soon, or still go ahead with the show anyways, as this is the perfect show to get your late-night, candy-fueled evil mind into the Halloween spirit. Number 2. Remember, Dreams Come True. This is the first Disney fireworks show I ever remember seeing, and I was absolutely enamored. It debuted in 2005 as part of Disneyland's 50th Golden Anniversary, and since it's a tribute to the park, it takes you on a journey throughout the various lands and attractions that make it unique. When we first saw it, my mom described it as a look back at your day, which I think is very fitting. It's sort of a recap of all the amazing rides and attractions you got to go on, especially since this was at a time in my life where I didn't go to Disneyland all the damn time. So when I saw it, it was a nice reminder of all the memories I had made that day. The show is narrated by Julie Andrews, already off to a great start because now you know you're in good hands. It has the reoccurring musical theme of reciting the Starlight Starbright phrase we used to use as kids, which I love because it's not specifically a Disney phrase, but it's a nostalgic memory mixed in with a Disney flair. In later years, they added new projections to go along with the story, which I think are a lovely touch. I especially love how they make the castle look like the fucking Haunted Mansion. Awesome! They make the columns look like the singing totem poles. Adorable! The pirate scene that brings out cannons and makes it look like Fantasyland and Frontierland are trying to kill each other. Amazing! Although maybe that's just what they want you to think. So as you can see, this particular show brings back tons of giddy childhood memories. Although since it's based off the parks, it means it can get dated since the parks are always changing and a lot of attractions come and go. The Tomorrowland segment, for example, features the 20,000 Leagues ride, which closed down a long time ago, leading to a lot of people turning and murmuring to their family, "What is that?" Some people might not mind this though, since it's a look back at Disney history, and is a continuing time capsule of what the park was like during a certain period of its life. But they still do try to keep it fresh by adding technological updates like the castle and Main Street projections. It's both modern and nostalgic. I think that's why it was one of my favorites. This fireworks show is the one that will always bring me back and make me feel like a kid again. Before we get to number 1, I just want to give a quick honorable mention to Together Forever. I almost was going to put it at number 5, but then I rewatched it and I realized I kind of forgot about the stuff that didn't really work. Overall, it just kind of seems like a clip show of Pixar's movies. Not even all of its movies, just like the top 5 most successful ones. The clips seem to be in a pretty random order too. There's not really a rhyme or reason as to why certain clips are there. Granted, there are some cool scenes, like Buzz flying, the Incredibles fight scene, the Up House going by, the skeletons on the top of the building coming up, which sounds really weird out of context. I don't know, it just kind of seemed like a thrown together mess to me. It didn't even have its own theme song, which a lot of these fireworks do. Yeah, it does have some good stuff, but I feel like the cons just sort of outweigh the pros. Anyway, on to number 1. Number 1, Disneyland Forever. Yes, my number 1 spot has to go to the show that celebrates the history of Disney as a company and why it matters to so many people. Disneyland Forever debuted as part of the Big Diamond Celebration, a year-long royal blue covered celebration in honor of Disneyland's 60th anniversary. For this one, I was actually there the night it debuted. To kick it off, they had a grand 24-hour party that I skipped school for, and it was incredible. Until I was denied re-entry into the park because of overcapacity and ended up going to an IHOP at 2 a.m. But it was history in the making. This show is like a big, warm, welcoming hug, inviting you into the wondrous and whimsical place that is Disneyland. A place where our childhood comes to life. A place that had such humble beginnings over 60 years ago and has since grown into a place that millions visit, and some even consider a second home. All this and more is what Disneyland Forever is all about. They also feature scenes from the company's most significant films, or at least the most financially successful ones. You got some chimney sweeps from Mary Poppins dancing on the castle. You got some beautiful lanterns from Tangled filling the screen. You got a Heffalumps and Woozle scene where they make the buildings look all ghosty and melting. Oh yeah, did I mention that this is when they first started using projections on Main Street buildings? 'Cause that's what we got. They have a beautiful Lion King segment which uses the Main Street projections to show a line of animals walking towards the sun. And if you look closely, you can even see them walking over the elevated parts of the building. My god, so beautiful. Perhaps the coolest part, and my second favorite of the whole show, is when Nemo flies, or swims, and they make the Matterhorn look like a volcano. A fucking volcano! They even have smoke coming out of the top. Have they ever done that before? I don't know. Yeah, they were doing other cool projections on the mountain throughout the show, but this? Y'all, first time I saw this, I lost my damn mind. You go, little buddy.
See, y'all, that's what I'm talking about. That mountain's been standing there for like 60 years or something, and yet they are still finding ways to up the magic.
The finale of this show always gets me. The main song comes back on. The buildings start dancing, which looks cool as hell. The music builds and builds, and then all of a sudden... oh my god. Oh my god. No matter how many times I see this show, that always gets me. That's my number one favorite part of the show. Sorry, Nemo.
Just think, all of this is yours. Forever.
Disneyland forever. What else can I say? It's my number one favorite Disneyland fireworks show.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my top 5 favorite fireworks shows.
Which fireworks show is your favorite and why? And what makes it super special to you?
Leave a comment below, like, share, subscribe, drink water, stay hydrated, don't do drugs. This is Keels for Reals, and I hope you have a mixtastic day.
A kiss goodnight. You're gonna get a kiss tonight. And it's gonna be a good time. Oh, not again. We'll never leave. Good time.